first video I've shown you how to débroussailler, and in the present video I will show you the very details for finalizing the recovery of a garden which hasn't been maintained for 2 years. Let's go! Sometimes you cannot use the machine because otherwise it risks to affect a very nice plant. You see here the very nice rose tree. This is around 50 years old. It has been moved from the city to the countryside. So here I have to do it manually. And by the way, branches of this rose tree have appeared in the exceptional series about the exceptional starting of a fire. Same thing for this very nice little forest of white flowers that my wife put in earth last year. Here another case, this very nice white plant, extremely powerful. We planted this plant here because we wanted to hide a kind of garden shed which now has disappeared. Nevertheless, it's a beautiful plant. You have already seen it in my video about the introduction to the reorganization of the studio. And in this video you can see the wonderful colors it has in autumn. So here, for not injuring this plant, we go by hand and we're careful of not removing part of this plant. Again, these plants, please, botanists or gardeners, tell us what it is in the comments. And the issue is that this plant is taking so much space and light from the other plants. It has really to be removed. Come to the very specific case of the ortie. Usually this is not a very beloved plant. Nevertheless, I like it a lot because you can also make very good soups with it. But here in this very case, instead of cutting it, I'm trying to pull out the roots. You can see here the roots, classically quite long, it's totally flat. It's better to be several people. If you're alone, it's quite difficult because it takes a lot of time and you need to have a lot of resilience. So I recommend warmly to be 2-3 people. Kids can also help in holding the top of the bags when you're putting the lawn inside. So honestly, be numerous for doing this operation. You have seen this movement, let's say like a moon, a little bit like a half moon. This is a way of covering the most surface in the most limited time. Sometimes you have kind of bunches of grass which are more difficult to cut, and in this case you can work on the inclination of the machine. Then for cutting close to the wall, wait until your nylon wire is a little bit tired, because cutting close to the wall is also a big struggle for the nylon wire. So now I have to replace this nylon wire. So you cannot cut everything. This here is a small tree, so I will cut it with a pickaxe. Make sure that the power of the source is behind you, so in this case you're not bothered by the wire, by the cable. In reality, you will see that one of the big challenges is the quantity of grass. Because here, of course, this corresponds to several months of mowing, so it makes a big quantity. So for this, you can use, as I told you already, bags from earth that you've bought in the retail. In case you don't have any, I recommend warmly to buy gravel bags. These are very useful styles anyway, in case you have a garden. Be prepared and prepare a lot of bags for storing all this lawn. The big bags are the best ones because they have a big space for pulling all this lawn inside. Here, this grass has been waiting here for a couple of days. It has dried, so it has lost volumes. And I will transfer this grass now into the bags from the earth. You see here all the bags, all the quantities of grass that I've taken. Honestly, I have to say that I'm not very happy because I will bring this to the container park. But I think probably you can do better things out of this. So in case you have some ideas, please leave it in comments. And now I'm waiting 1 week because the volume will be reducing by half when drying, even though it's in the bags. Here, of course, the trailer will be a very good option for bringing this to the container park unless you have another solution. That's it, my friends. The first phase of débroussaillage is now finished. I have to say that it was exhausting, specifically to manage all the quantities of lawn. So again, I recommend you to be several people. Now we'll be turning to the next phase, which is mowing the lawn. And here I will not only show you how I'm mowing the lawn, I will also show you how to mow the lawn without any risk for your power cable. So see you in a second on Happy Hour TV 1.